Puddle Lane, fire in the grass. The country of Zorn, north, south, east, west. The iron boy and the sandalwood girl landed here. The old woman's house, rushing river. The bridge over the river, hills. Here, the fire dragons, wide river. The cave where the silver ponies came. Fire in the grass. The story so far, a boy made of iron and a girl made of sandalwood had come to the magical country of Zorn. They wanted to grow up and to be really alive. The magician had told them that they must go to the Blue Mountains and bathe in the Silver River. Then they would become like other children. The iron boy and the sandalwood girl stood on the hill in the country of Zorn. As the sun came up behind them, they saw the Blue Mountains. The mountains were a long way away, and their tops were covered in snow. The iron boy and the sandalwood girl saw a wide valley in front of them. It was very hot. Look, there's a river in the valley, said the sandalwood girl. We can follow this path to the river. The iron boy and the sandalwood girl set off down the path to the river. The sides of the valley were covered with dry grass. The grass shone like gold in the sunshine. They had not gone far when they saw a hare. The hare was sitting at the side of the path. The hare was startled. "Who are you?" she asked in a frightened voice. "An iron boy and a girl made of sandalwood," said the iron boy. "We are going to the Blue Mountains to look for the Silver River. Don't be afraid. We won't hurt you." "You are going on a dangerous journey," said the hare. "Don't you know that fire dragons live in the valley? They can breathe fire. If they see you, they will set the grass on fire to stop you going to the Blue Mountains." "I'm not afraid of fire," said the iron boy. "I'm made of iron. Iron doesn't burn." "But I'm made of wood," said the sandalwood girl. "I'm afraid of fire." "We must find another path," said the iron boy. But as they turned to go back, they saw smoke behind them. "It's too late," cried the hare. "The fire dragons have set fire to the grass. Quick, run down to the river and hide under the water." The hare turned and raced off down the path towards the river. The iron boy heard the crackle of fire, and the grass behind them burst into flames. "Run!" cried the iron boy. The iron boy and the sandalwood girl ran down the path towards the river. At first, the grass was nearly as tall as they were, but as they ran on, they came to a place where the grass had been cut. The stalks were only as high as their knees. They could see the river in front of them, not far away, but the crackle of the flames behind them was coming nearer and nearer. Suddenly, a big red dragon stepped out on the path. A flame shot out of the dragon's mouth. The grass in front of them burst into flames. As quick as a flash, the iron boy picked up the sandalwood girl. She was very light. He held her high up above his head. He ran past the fire dragon and down the path to the river. The iron boy reached the river. It was wide and shallow and full of rocks. He set the sandalwood girl down in the water, and together they made their way to some big rocks in the middle of the river. "Are your feet burnt?" cried the sandalwood girl. "No," said the iron boy. "I'm made of iron. I could feel the flames, but they haven't burnt me." The iron boy and the sandalwood girl sat down in the water by the rocks. The grass flamed along the bank, and for a few minutes it looked like a wall of fire. Then the flames died away, and nothing was left but blackened grass and smoke drifting up into the blue sky. "You were just in time," said a soft voice. They looked up and saw the hare. The hare was sitting on one of the rocks in the middle of the river. "We still have another field of grass to go through before we reach the trees," said the iron boy. "Are there fire dragons on the other side of the river?" "Yes, there are," said the hare. "You mustn't go that way. Cross the river and then follow it till you come to a cave in a cliff. The silver ponies fly down at night to eat the silver moss that grows in the cave. The silver ponies will take you to the Blue Mountains." "Thank you, hare. You've saved our lives," cried the sandalwood girl. The hare didn't stay to listen. She went on across the river, jumping from rock to rock. The iron boy and the sandalwood girl followed the hare, but they went very slowly. The sandalwood girl was so light that she would have been carried away in the rush of water if she hadn't held on to the iron boy. When at last they came to the other bank, the hare had gone. There were no fire dragons, but they didn't grow into the grass. They set off along the bank of the river. The sun was just beginning to set when at last they turned a corner and saw a grey cliff ahead. There was a big cave in the cliff. It was growing dark, but the cave shone with a faint silver light. As they came to the mouth of the cave, they saw silver moss growing on the walls. The moss shone like silver fire. This must be the cave the hare told us about, said the sandalwood girl. Let's wait here and see if the silver ponies come. I'm very tired. They sat down in the mouth of the cave and waited. The sun set and the moon came up. It shone down into the cave. The sandalwood girl was so tired that she had gone to sleep when the iron boy suddenly gripped her arm and whispered, "Look!" Three silver ponies were flying high over the river. The moonlight shone on their wings. As the sandalwood girl and the iron boy watched, the ponies swung around and flew down into the mouth of the cave. The sandalwood girl stood up. "Ponies, silver ponies," she said softly. The ponies were startled at first, but the sandalwood girl spoke so softly that they stayed to listen. "Ponies, silver ponies," said the sandalwood girl. "We have to go to the blue mountains. We have to bathe in the silver river so that we can become truly alive. Will you take us there?" The ponies breathed softly. "We will take you there," said one of the ponies. "We will take you to the blue mountains." "We cannot take you to the silver river," said another pony. "The banks are too steep, but we will take you to a place where you can see the river as it plunges down the cliff. We have come here for the silver moss. Wait while we eat, and when we have finished, we shall fly back to the blue mountains. We will take you with us." So the iron boy and the sandalwood girl waited, and the ponies ate the silver moss that grew in the cave. When the moon began to set, the ponies were ready. They moved out of the cave. One of them knelt down on the bank of the river, and the sandalwood girl and the iron boy climbed up onto his back. The pony ran along the bank and opened his wings. The iron boy and the sandalwood girl felt the pony lift under them. The ground dropped away and they flew up into the sky. They flew over the grass, they flew over the trees and the forest below them. They flew on and on over the hills until at last they came to the blue mountains.